All right. Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by saying, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloyim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught me this truth. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad. All right. And I'm going to start off with Revelations 12:12. And it says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devils come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time. All right, and that's the times that we're in. This devil right now is making crazy moves right now, and 2/3 is about to meet their death. All right, and we've been telling you the same thing over and over for years, especially the elders, the apostles, man. They've been telling you this for 35 plus years. Everything that they have brought together from the scriptures, all right, they have brought it into life, okay? Because it was all prophecy of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, that these things will happen in these last days, man. And these people are still lost and don't know what time it is of our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, man. But here it is. Esau and the rest of these nations know exactly what time it is, and they're preparing for it, while our people's out here just living it up, like in the times of Noah. They were eating, drinking, marrying, giving into marriage, okay? And they have no clue of what's about to happen, man, and it's going to catch them by surprise, okay? So let's read that again. It says, Revelations 12:12, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devils come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time. All right, and the Lord is going to use this devil. You see, when you go to Isaiah, the 10th chapter, give me 1 second. It tells you how the Lord uses, all right, the so-called white man Esau, all right, which he is named the Syrian in this chapter. Okay, he uses him every time that our people go off, man, and this is why he puts the spirit on him to be able to, put us in captivity, basically kill our people, left and right, because that's all of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. The scriptures tell you that every morning the Lord brings judgment to the light, and it's always on our people. See, these other nations, they catch their judgments too, man, but it's our people that's constantly catching the judgment, because we are the chosen people of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, man. We're supposed to be doing the righteous thing. And the Lord is a jealous power. So when you are doing the wickedness, the Lord has no love for you, man. It's that simple. He's against all the wickedness that these people do. Okay, so this is Isaiah 10:5. It says, O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. You see? So that's the Lord's indignation, meaning his anger, man, his fury. Okay, when the Lord is pissed off of our people, he puts Esau right in your face to do whatever he wants with you, man. It says, I will send him against a hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge. See, the Lord gonna give him a charge. Okay, he gonna allow him to do these things, man, to take the spoil, to take the prey, and tread them down like the mire of the streets. All right, and that's what's about to happen. These 2/3 are about to catch their judgment. You got Donald Trump telling you that there is an enemy within, okay, within America, which, it goes down to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, but it really goes down to the people that have this word, man, the prophets, the believers of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Those are the true enemies, man. You see? Because we're the one that's bringing down America with the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. You think that these 2/3 are enemies to Esau? Esau's blessing is to take over the earth, man. Okay? Esau's blessing is the sword. So when it comes to death, that ain't nothing to Esau, man. But he wants the prophets, because the Lord and those that believe, because the Lord is going to protect those from those times, man. And that's how you're going to be able to know who are the 1/3, who are the true prophets when it comes to pass, So let's read that again. It says, I will send him against a hypocritical nation. Yeah, that's what we are, hypocritical nation. You see, we swear that we know the Lord, right? But at the end of the day, we don't. You know, what's the scripture say? They love with their mouth, man, but their heart is far away from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. At the end of the day, they don't really want to learn. They don't truly believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. They don't even believe in that name. These people still stuck on Jesus, which is so crazy because it's so out of date and it's so oh my God, it's just there's so much info, especially with the internet, that this is the time of information, and the most information of this devil has come out in these last couple years nonstop. Things that'll prove you left and right. And these people still, and that's how you know that the Lord got a spirit of delusion on these people, man, that they still can't get it. They still want to believe in Jeebus over there, you know? And that's going to be their biggest downfall at the end of the day. And call Haloyim La Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for us to be able to have this knowledge and this truth. Because knowledge and truth is going to be what? The stability of thy times. These people ain't going to have no stability. These people going to go crazy. The moment the which is already collapsing, America's already collapsing, but once it fully really collapses, these people are going to be left in the dark, man. They're going to be left in gross darkness, and there's going to be what? Ignorance. And when you're ignorant, you can't be part of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You see? The Lord not dealing with ignorance. Okay? So let's grab, let's finish that up. It says, I will send him against a hypocritical nation and against the people of my wrath. Let me grab this real quick. As I said, a hypocritical nation. This is Isaiah 1 and 4. And it says, a sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord Yahweh. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward. You see? So that's our people, all right, not knowing the truth about Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai and being ignorant to it. Okay, they are a sinful nation, and this is that hypocritical nation that the Lord is about to use this damn devil, all right, to basically take down. And it's going to be you 2/3, and 2/3 is going to die, as the scriptures tell you, man. 2/3 shall be cut off and die. Okay, the Lord makes no he has no confusion when it comes to this word, man. He's not the author of confusion. So he's not just gonna say that and then take it back later and 2/3 is not gonna die. The Lord is gonna take out 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, whether you like it or not. Okay, and you're gonna learn about Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai regardless, man, because when your ass get your ass handed to you, that's when you're gonna learn. You see, when you wake up in the kingdom of shame, that's when you're going to learn, okay? Which when you come onto the kingdom, you're going to be already in your right state of mind, but you're going to have to walk around with your head down, man, okay? So let's go to, matter of fact, let me grab Zephaniah, since I said that before. 1 second. This is Zephaniah 3 and 5. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning does he bring his judgment to the light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. You see? And these people, here it comes that the Lord brings the judgment every day, and these people still can't get it. That's the Lord putting you down, man. That's the Lord giving judgment every single day. Okay? You see these people dying in horrible deaths. Okay, it ain't like back in the day you just heard somebody got killed and it was over with. Nah, the Lord is putting these people through horrific deaths, things that's just like, damn, like, whoo, it gets you scared, man. It should put a healthy fear in you of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. And if you don't have that fear of the Lord, you're not gonna make it out here, man. You're supposed to fear the Lord. You're supposed to tremble and shake when you hear these things and you hear the prophets bringing out the doings of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man, and how he works and does things. You see? Let's grab let me grab Daniel. This is Daniel 12. And let me get Jeremiah. Salakia. I'll start with Jeremiah 30. This is Jeremiah 30 and 4. And these are the words that the Lord Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. All right, both Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom. All right, of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Right? It says, for thus saith the Lord Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. You know, a lot of people think that there's going to be peace and security. All right. And what's the scriptures tell you, man? When they shall say peace and security, then sudden destruction shall come upon them. Okay. There's never going to be peace. You talk about Esau, all right, the red horse that was made to take peace from the earth. So what peace are you searching for? What peace are we looking for? All right. When we can never be in peace under the rulership of the wicked, man. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So what peace are you going to find in there, man? Scriptures tell you when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. All right. So us mourning, you're never going to find any type of peace out here, man. That's why you have no choice but to turn back to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah. That's the only duty we have here left. That was always the duty we had on this earth, man. It's just that we've been so far away from it, right? We would just discontinue from our heritage. All right. But now the Lord has woken up the prophets, all right, starting with the elders and the apostles, and has brought light to you, man, to shine that path before you, man, so you can be able to maneuver into society, all right, in righteousness and not be caught up by the wickedness and then wickedly be destroyed. You see? So it says, ask ye now and see whether a man does travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay. And when you see all these National Guards, all right, being put in these major cities, and they're telling you that we can, Trump just said, we can use this as training grounds. Okay. If you can't get it by then, you're going to die in them training grounds. Let me put it to you like that. If you can't figure it out that Esau is about to make his move on all you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, because you are the top story of America every single time. He uses our people and puts us all the way at the top as the most wicked people on earth, as we are the scum of the earth, according to these people, man, when we know that Esau is the true scum of the earth. But here it is, he's putting you at the top, saying that you are the major problem in America. Okay, they started with what? They started with the Northern Kingdom, okay, which they've been taking all these. We're already in Jacob's trouble, man. They've been taking them little by little until it just completely breaks out and all hell loose, you see? But they started with the Northern Kingdom, taking them out to these FEMA camps. A lot of people have not come back, are missing, gone. That's all part of Jacob's trouble, man, little by little. You see? It says, let me read that again. It says, for alas, that day is great, that so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, that you just had, they said they're gonna go to Memphis. Okay, which, you know, is definitely popping out there in Memphis. All right, you got Chicago. Chicago's a big place for gangs, you know, and they're trying to put it out as, oh, it's the gang activity, you know, that's hurting America. Nah, man, like I said, man, gang activity's been around forever, okay? But what they're really trying to get to is they're trying to get to the prophets, man, and those that truly believe, okay? Continuing on, it says, but he shall be saved out of it. And who's the he that's going to be saved out of it? The elect. The elect are the only ones that can make it out of here, man. Okay, if you're not of the elect, you're not going to make it, man. Okay, the Lord's going to keep you in a 2/3 state of mind, all right? And you're not going to be doing the work of the Lord, you see? It says, that's cool right there. Let me grab Daniel 12. This is Daniel 12:1, and it says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble. Okay, and that's what we're preparing you for, man, this time of trouble. All right, we are constantly giving you the word to boost up your faith, man, to constantly remember that you have Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. If the Lord be for us, who can be against us, as the scriptures say, man? Okay, we have the true power of this world. So we are going to be protected as long as you do his will. Okay, it says, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. Yeah, it's going to be a time like never before, worse than any of these other times that we've heard about in our past history, worse than the times of slavery, man. It's going to be on a great scale, great death here in America, man. Great judgment. Okay, it says, excuse me, and it says, such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. Yeah, the book of life. Those that are the elect are written in the book of life. Okay, it says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. You see, we want to be able to wake up from the dust, which the dust represents the confusion, man. We want to be able to wake up out of the dust and have that everlasting life because we came back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You see? But the rest, the 2/3, are going to what? They're going to end up with everlasting contempt and shame, waking up in the kingdom with their head down because they should have listened. You see, they should have listened when we were constantly out on these highways and hedges and making these videos telling you what's to come. See, they're never going to believe us because, you know, like the scripture said, man, when a rich man speaketh, they extol it to the clouds. But when the poor man speaketh, they're like, who the hell is this? Who the hell is this guy trying to tell us what's about to go down? But that's the beauty of it, that the Lord uses those that are weak to confound the strong. You see, he brings the things that are low, okay, to show his true power. The ones that you least expected, the ones that you thought was nobodies, are going to be the ones that are going to rule in those days with Yahweh Shai, man. You see, it says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness. Yeah, because that wisdom is that stability of that times, man. You see, it says, and they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. And that's what our job is, to go out there and turn the transgressors back into righteousness, man. All right. Every time we turn somebody back, okay, the angels are up in the heavens celebrating it, man. You make Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai happy. You see, you're not trying to piss off the Lord, because again, the Lord is a jealous power, man. So if you piss off the Lord, okay, he's gonna come with his indignation, man. All right. This is let me jump to 10 real quick. It says, many shall be purified and made white, which is going to be, all right, the elect. They're going to be made white, and they're going to be tried. All right. They're going to be tried as gold. They're going to be tried in that fire to see if they are worthy of being gold. All right. But the wicked shall do wickedly. Yeah, they're going to continue to do what they're accustomed to do. You can't change that, man. All right, they're accustomed to do wickedness. They into a malicious soul, wisdom cannot enter, man, because they're constantly caught up in sin and they're constantly doing wickedness, and they have no knowing of the Lord and his ways. So they're accustomed to do that wickedness, man. That demon just stays on you, making you do sin after sin. That's why the Lord is tired of us, man, because it becomes iniquity after sin, just constant habitual sins after another. Okay. It says, many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. So when the time comes that these 2/3 is dropping during military training grounds, okay, they're not going to understand why they just took a bullet to the head, okay, and they're suffering there with half of their head blown off. But when we see these things, all right, we're gonna understand why. We're gonna understand that's judgment of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. And we're not gonna shed a tear for none of y'all. Okay? We over here trying to make ourselves righteous with the Lord. Okay, we over here shedding tears for ourselves and Yahweh Shai, man. And we ain't gonna be shedding no tears for you 2/3 that don't want to learn. We despise those that don't want to learn of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Scriptures even tell you that, man. Do I not hate? King David said that. Do I not hate them that are against thee? You see? So we hate them with perfect hatred. You know? We still love our brothers because, hey, it's the nation of Israel, man. But you 2/3 are just gotta go, man. You have to be retaught. Okay? Let me grab Micah real quick. Actually, let me grab Amos. Second. This is Amos. This is Amos 3 and 6. It says, shall a trumpet, I was reading something before. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? You see, and the trumpet is being blown, all right? The trumpets, the prophets out there on the highways and hedges constantly blowing that trumpet, sparing not, crying out loud, as the scriptures say. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, you know? And we're not supposed to be making that uncertain sound. We're supposed to be correctly bringing out, rightly dividing the word of truth of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai in the correct manner so these people can understand, you see? Because again, the Lord is not the author of confusion, so we're not out here to confuse none of you, man. If you don't understand, it's just because you weren't meant to understand it. It's not meant for you to be given to, right? It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid, okay? And the people are afraid now. But it just seems that 2/3 of our people are not afraid. The rest of the world is afraid of what's about to happen because Esau is even about to roll up on his own people. Okay? He don't care about his own. He don't care about his kind. All right? So they know exactly what time it is, and they're more afraid because they're losing their privileges. They're losing their rulership here in America. Okay? They're losing their entitlement, that they think that they're entitled to everything in this place. Okay? It says, shall there be evil in a city and the Lord Yahweh has not done it? This is how we know that when this time comes, man, we're going to understand that that's the judgment of the Lord. And when we see that this devil Esau is getting away with half of his deaths, is because the Lord's indignation was in him. Okay, to do that. That's the only reason he's allowing that. Okay, as a matter of fact, yeah. And I seen something too. I just came across it reading it. I'm gonna read this though. This is Amos 5 and I'll take it from 14. Matter of fact, I'll take it from 13. It says, therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time. Yeah. All right. And that's going to happen soon when the Lord takes the prophets off the streets. All right. As the scripture says, it's going to be a crying for wine in the streets. Okay. There's going to be a famine, not of bread and not of water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay. That time is coming when he's going to silence us, man. He's going to muzzle our mouths. We're not going to be able to speak. Okay. Our tongues are going to cleave to the roof of our mouths. And we're not going to be able to edify nobody no more. This is why you have to get the word while it's out. Okay. because this is an evil time. All right. And the prudent man, he shall foresee the evil, man, and he shall prepare himself for it. Right. It says, seek good and not evil, that ye may live. Simple math. If you seek good, you seek Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, you're going to have life. Okay? The Lord told you that in, let me grab that real quick. Baruch 4:1. This is the book of the commandments of Yahweh, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. You see? You don't turn back to the Lord, death is waiting for you. You turn back to the Lord, you have hope. We are prisoners of hope, man. Okay? Let's go back. It says, back to Amos. What was I? 5 and what was I? 14. Seek good and not evil, that ye may live. And so the Lord Yahweh, the power of hosts, shall be with you as you have spoken. You see? He gonna be with us. What does it tell you in was that Exodus 14 and 14? All right. The Lord shall fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. Okay, we can't do this by ourselves, man. We can't do it without Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. This is why the Lord put you in these predicaments, to show you that you need a power to get you out of this, man. Okay, because you don't have the power over Esau in this place, man. Until we get out of here and the Lord establishes the kingdom, all right, that's when we're going to rule over, all right, starting with Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, under his rulership. All right, going into King David, and then the 12, then the elect, 144,000. Okay, down to the believers. Let me finish that up. It says, hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. It may be that the Lord Yahweh, power of hosts, will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph. All right, I'm gonna skip down a couple. It says, this is 20. It says, shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? Okay. As a matter of fact, let me go up a little bit. My bad. Let me go to 18. It says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, Yahweh. So what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Okay. Yeah, it's darkness and not light. Everybody has this perception of the Lord being this God of peace. Yeah, that's when that's to the elect. Okay. But these churches that brainwashed our people thinking that God is all love, man, God is not all love. He's a perfect balance. All right. So it says, shall not woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. Yeah, there's people that can't wait. You had people that were thinking that the rapture was coming a couple days ago. And, and here it is, they were desiring the day of the Lord, thinking that it was going to be this great time of the Lord coming to save them through their wickedness. Okay, no, you have to be righteous for the Lord to save you, man. And you have to be of the elect, and you have to be of the nation of Israel, man. Okay. It says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. And that's what it's going to be like in the time of Jacob's trouble, man. You're going to be escaping one thing to go to another thing, to go to another thing, and somehow the Lord is going to take you out anyway. You see? Only the elect is going to be protected through that time. You know, where we're going to be dodging this, dodging that, and it ain't going to be necessarily us dodging. It's going to be the Spirit of the Lord in us to be able to dodge these things, man. Because again, we can't do it by ourselves, man. We need to call on Yahweh Shai, on Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Right? It says, shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? Okay? Yeah, there's going to be no brightness in it. Okay? The only bright thing that's coming to us is when Yahweh Shai cracked them clouds. Okay? And we getting beamed up into them chariots. Let me grab Micah. This is Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. And that's what they're doing right now. You see, they're constantly working up all types of plans, okay, to destroy you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, man, which they already have it in the planning stage, set, ready to go. We're basically waiting for the Lord to put the spirit on them to go. Okay, it's not about his time. It's not about the time that Esau gives you a date that this is going to happen. No man knows what time these things are going to happen, man. Not even the angels, not even Yahushai. Okay, but we can tell what's about to happen through the spirit, man. That's why the Lord has given us the wisdom. All right, so we can read these things through the spirit. He gave you all the things that were going to happen in those days leading up to the end. Okay. And the end is going to be when that C hip is made mandatory, all right, which right now they're getting everybody with the IDs, which is going to lead to that. Exactly. And once that comes into place, it's going to go that fast. The missiles are going to be flying right after that. And this place is going to be annihilated from New York to California. And people laugh when I tell them that all the time, man. And the one that laughs the most is me when I go home, because I understand that these people don't even know what the hell's about to hit them. You see? And I just hope that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has mercy upon me, all right? My 2 kids, my wife, my family, and the brothers and sisters that's wholehearted in this truth, believing, man. You see? It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Yeah, it's in the power of their hand. Again, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, so they have the power of this place, man. He was made to take the peace from the earth. He was made to destroy this place, man, and make it a complete hellhole. You see, we're in hell every single day in this place, man. It says, when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand, and they covet fields and take them by violence. And that's what they're about to do. They're about to take every single one of you 2/3 by violence. They're not going to sit there and try to be nice with it. You know, you are a target to society. Excuse me. You being a black man, so-called black man, or a so-called Hispanic, so-called Native American Indian, you are a target of America, man. You are a problem to society, okay? And you could be complying with everything that Esau tells you to do, and you still gonna be a nigga, a spick, okay? You still gonna be a problem to this society, because the world to come is no room for us there, man. All they want is Edomites in there, man. Why you think these damn Jews out here, right? Why you think they make so many babies, man? Because the Lord said that they the smallest of the heathen. Out of all these nations, they the smallest. So they're over here trying to create all these little ones, all right, because they think the world to come is going to be specifically for them, and that's it. And then we just going to be robotic slaves up in here, okay, until eventually we get taken out, you know, completely. Through ethnic cleansing, which they've been doing that since way back, you know. Start killing off all the males and shit, and then you won't have any more Israelites in here, you know. And this is why we got to get up out of here. All right, it says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Okay, and we're oppressed every single day in this place, man. All right. Now that we are coming back to our heritage, we're oppressed on that. Oh, you can't say Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Oh, you can't say that you're an Israelite. No, that's blasphemy. No, you deserve 10 years of prison time for that. That's how you know this is the truth. Here it is. All these other Religions and nations could talk all the bullshit they want of their religion and nobody got nothing to say. But the moment you say that you are a Hebrew Israelite, here is the big problem. Okay, that's the enemy within right there. It is the Hebrew Israelite man and woman in this place, man. And that just goes back to that perpetual hatred that Esau has toward our people, man. Right? It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall you go haughtily, for this time is evil. Okay? Yeah, the Lord is going. Listen, man. At the end of the day, the Lord is going. They're devising their evil against us, but here it is. The Lord has them in the trick bag. You see, and He's devising His evil against them, and that's to eradicate this damn devil off the planet Earth, never to be alive again. Okay, never to be seen again, and it's going to be a beautiful day. All right, because we need Yahweh Shah to take this devil out, man. Okay, he's just man. Every day you wake up, you just see some crazy ass shit, some crazy ass nonsense happening in the world, and it literally irks your spirit, man. Okay, and you want Yahweh Shah to come right now. But the fact of the matter is, we have to be patient. Patient is what? Suffering. All right, we have to suffer waiting for our power. We have to suffer these things in order for us to have the kingdom, right? Through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom, man. Us suffering and waiting, that's a tribulation right there, man. Because we know that the Lord is coming, but we need him now. All right? But it's on his time. So through the Spirit, I'm going to end it off on that. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloyim La, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash, Shalom, to the hopeful elect. Next time.